The beleaguered Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has reiterated that he will not accept any truce deal that endangers Israel's security. This comes as the state of Israel and Hamas have reportedly agreed on an interim governance plan for Gaza in the second phase of a potential hostage deal.
I am committed to the plan to free our hostages, but the Hamas assassins continue to adhere to the demands that contradict the plan and endanger Israel's security. As Prime Minister of Israel, and out of a sense of national responsibility, I am not prepared to accept these demands. That is why I am sticking firmly to 4 principles necessary for Israel's security, which are fulfilled in the outline.
Meanwhile, Hamas has warned that Israeli offensive in the Gaza Strip can actually hinder the truce talks and has cautioned it against the growing displacements of the Palestinian people. On the other hand, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has reaffirmed his commitment to again bring back the hostages who are still within the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu said, and I quote here, "We have a moral obligation to return them all to Israel, the living and the dead alike," while being interrupted by people who were demanding that he should actually do more to bring back the hostages. This was during an Israeli military graduation ceremony. Netanyahu further said that the war against Hamas will, quote-unquote, continue until there is victory. There are a lot of people who are suggesting that this war could in fact go on till the early months of 2025. Now, during the ceremony, the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant pointed out towards the requirement of a state probe agency to keep the leaders, including Netanyahu, in check. He further added that this will help confirm the effective decision-making process.
The investigation committee needs to be objective. It needs to check all of us, the decision makers and the executors, the government, the army and the security bodies, in this government and the governments in the last decade, which led to the events of October 7th.
After Thursday's talks between Tel Aviv and Cairo over the possibility of a ceasefire deal, Netanyahu demanded retention of control of Gaza's territories along Egypt's borders. He further said that the control will actually deter weapons from reaching Hamas from Egypt's corridor. He did not confirm whether or not the measure will be permanent, although in the past such measures have always been permanent.
We will not allow weapons to be smuggled to Hamas from Egypt, primarily through Israeli control of the Philadelphia access and the Rafah crossing.
Meanwhile, at a White House press conference, the American President Joe Biden said that he supports Israel's cause while also calling the current Israel war cabinet an extremely conservative one, indicating the difficulties in negotiations.
Third, for months, the United States has been working to secure a ceasefire in Gaza, to bring the hostages home, to create a path for peace and stability in the Middle East. 6 weeks ago, I laid out a detailed plan in writing. It was endorsed by the UN Security Council, the G7. That framework is now agreed on by both Israel and Hamas. So I sent my team to the region to hammer out the details. These are difficult, complex issues. There's still gaps to close, but we're making progress. The trend is positive, and I'm determined to get this deal done and bring an end to this war, which should end now.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.